Bill Beatonbow lands a 2024 recruit on the offensive line. And then, you know what? I've got to submit a prediction for 2025 because I believe Oklahoma sits in the driver's seat for several offensive linemen in the 2025 class. And there's one that I feel particularly good about, a kid that is extremely explosive, a kid that is really great with his hands. And hey, he can move those feet and he can shuffle those. I'm excited. But before we dive into it, before we talk about it, I need to hear from y'all. So if you have not already, go ahead and hit that like, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're jumping down in the comments, joining the discussion, and let me know what y'all's thoughts are. And if you guys haven't, this is the PG show where we talk about all things college football. You know, we got to give Oklahoma a little bit more love here because, they're the team that I love. They're the team that you love. That's the team you want to hear about. So, the Oklahoma Sooners, listen, they've been in a recruitment for a 5-star offensive lineman for quite a while now. And I'm pretty much ready to say I think Michael Fasusi is going to end up being an Oklahoma Sooner. Now, you might be asking yourself, who's Michael Fasusi? Because I know a lot of people, they get tunnel vision. They focus on the class that's currently up ahead, which has been 2024. And while, like we like to talk about 2024 class, we're also looking ahead. We're looking at what's going on in 2025, what's going on in 2026, and where Oklahoma stands with a lot of these recruits. And Michael Fasusi is one that he's been to Oklahoma 4 times. And I know that Bill Beatonbow and specifically Kevin Sperry have made an impact. I even went as far to ask Michael about Kevin Sperry and literally came back and told me, really great guy. He's one of the young and best recruiters in the game. So that tells you Oklahoma is going all in, or at least it feels like they're going all in for one of the best offensive linemen in the 2025 class. And after losing Caden Green and some of the other guys that you have lost to the transfer portal, replenishing your offensive line staffing with or recruits with a guy like this, it definitely helps a little bit, especially as it's going to be your second year into the SEC. You're going to want to get a strong class in there. So Michael Fasusi, the number 14th overall ranked player in the 247 composite rankings, has over 33 offers. And you can imagine he has offers from some of the biggest schools in college football, including Georgia, Miami, Florida, Oklahoma, and a couple of others. So Michael Fasusi, that's who I think is going to be an Oklahoma Sooner. And as I show you guys some highlights here so you guys can see what Michael Fasusi is all about, I want to talk about some other offensive linemen here in this 2025 class because Oklahoma not only has a chance just to land Fasusi, who's a 5-star, I think they have a shot to land a couple others. Now, I'm not ready to pull the trigger yet on a couple of these guys, but you can look at Andrew Babaloa. You've got Ty Haywood, Lamont Rogers. You got 2 kids out of Bishop Gorman. And we know just how well Oklahoma has recruited Bishop Gorman and that it's kind of becoming a little bit more of a hot spot for Oklahoma, right? It's becoming a place where Oklahoma can go out there and they can land a couple of good recruits. So I look at the offensive line class and I say, although it wasn't this elite class that everybody wanted in 2024, 2025 is the year where Oklahoma can turn their offensive line blunders on the recruiting trail completely around and take the guys that they got in 2024 and the guys they get in 2025 and create a Joe Mora Award offensive line. So as you can see here with Michael Fasusi, again, he's really quick on those feet. He's good with the hands, being able to shift those around, find the defensive linemen. And the other thing I noticed, dude's kind of strong. Now, you might be asking, Louisville, Texas, that looks familiar. Teammates with Jaden Hardy, so important to keep that in mind. I know Jaden Hardy worked on getting Michael Fasusi up a couple more times for this season on visits. So Oklahoma's definitely, I feel like, at the top of his list in terms of his recruitment. But if you're Oklahoma, you've also got to watch out for the likes of Texas, Texas A&M, because those are 2 schools in state. Obviously, Alabama and Georgia will always be in the mix for a guy like this. So Oklahoma's not completely ahead in this race to where they could shut everybody else out, but I feel like they're in a position to where they can beat most of these other teams. So guys, I need to hear from y'all, and I need to hear what your guys' thoughts are. So make sure you're jumping down in the comments, joining the discussion, and if you have not already, you need to hit that like and hit that subscribe button.